Have you ever met a person who has gone through a home renovation and actually enjoyed the process? That's why we created Reno.
I was renovating my first house here in the UAE after living here in 22 years. And I thought everything was like flowers and roses in the UAE. And then my wife was 3 months pregnant. My renovation was a total nightmare.
I was literally facing the same thing, but remember, I had my place in Egypt. And what started as a 3-month project ended up being more like a 9-month project. Same for you, I guess.
Yeah.
And we were both kind of struggling. So then we sat together, and that's when the idea of Reno kind of sparked and came to life. We like to think of ourselves as more than a renovation company or a financing company. We combine a lot of different elements and different components in a one packaged, easy to use app that anyone, like from your grandma to your kids, anyone can use it. And we do that by bringing the best contractors, best designers, a project management system that is beautiful, and the financing that's like the cherry on top of the cake.
The first one is when we first started off Reno, and we had literally zero traction. I myself, because I'm in charge of sales, felt like, what am I doing wrong? How can we get better? And then as soon as we started having 3 big deals to sign, I was almost near signing them, and then I lost them all. And that to me was like, what the hell is going on? At the time, I think we came together as a team with my co-founders, and we sat together and saw how we can basically get a quick win out of the market at the time. And that's how we pivoted quickly into one of our biggest segments right now, which is catering to the Airbnb market in the UAE.
I started my career with McKinsey, where I had spent 10 years in the consulting business. And there, what you learn is that you need to be very data-driven in terms of your decision-making, which is a luxury that you don't have in a startup. So what we had to do when I started, which was kind of a rough transition, and what I had to learn is that it's better to launch in the product even if you don't have all of the data and go with your gut. And then you can listen to your customers in the market and basically continuously iterate until you hit the right point that basically solves a problem for your customers.
So one of the first people who believed in us was an early client turned investor. His was probably one of the first projects we've ever done, and he had to weather through an extremely early version of our app. And despite that, he decided to invest. He believed in the team, the most important of all. He believed in our team, he believed in our execution, and he saw that we were onto something. 1 year forward, we just did his second unit. And every time I think about it, it very much feels like a full circle moment. I would want to think that 5 years from now, it becomes almost unimaginable to do your renovation without Reno. I would want Reno to become a verb almost. So if you think about renovating any space, you would turn to us as the first and the logical solution.